You remember the times when you didn't have to spend 5 grand on a fancy rooftop tent just to go camping twice a year? Well, before you spend thousands of dollars on camping gear that you see people using on Instagram just to find out that you don't even like camping, allow me to show you the essential car camping gear that you actually need. This is what I have used for several years now, and it is enough for you to get started. It all fits at the back of a Suzuki Jimny, and it is enough for 2 people to get comfortable and stay off-grid. Now, I will walk you through each and every one of these items so you can get a better idea of what you need and make a list. I'm George, and this is the 4x4 Lab. Let's start with the easy stuff. Food and water. For food, you need somewhere to store it. And a cooler like this, or an icebox, will be enough for 2 or 3 days. This is a cooler, meaning that you can plug it in a 12-volt system and it should keep the temperature slightly below the ambient one. The thing is that it is not a compressor fridge. The compressor fridge is the expensive option, and it can last you much longer depending on your batteries. But for 2 or 3 days and starting camping gear, you need an icebox or a cooler, and of course provided you get some cooling agents. For water, I would say you need 2 jerry cans. In my case, I have opted for 1 jerry can and 1 bottle straight from the supermarket. One is for drinking water and the other is for washing. And when it comes to washing, a simple shower like this that you can plug in the car lighter is perfectly fine for you to get comfortable, and this will really improve your level of comfort. And it's really cheap. I think it costs about 10 euro. And since we got that out of the way, before we continue this way, let's go inside the tent because we have to figure out the sleeping conditions. First, you need to choose a tent. And how big do you think this tent is? This is a 3-person tent. So kind of a false advertising, I think, because you have to be really close friends. So my advice to you would be, if you're alone, get a 2-person tent. If you're a couple, 2 people, get a 3-person tent or even a 4-person tent. So always go bigger. And the other advice would be, get a tent, a version that has some kind of an entree like this, which you can close, because that provides some extra protection for your backpack or your boots or anything that you don't want to take from the space inside the tent. Next is the easy part. You need some sleeping bags. The only thing that you need to know about sleeping bags is that you have to be conscious about the conditions that you're going to be using them. So, just pick a sleeping bag and you'll find its warm rating. So this one is 4 degrees for men and 8 degrees for women. So obviously if you're going into colder conditions, you need a sleeping bag rated for lower temperatures and of course one for higher temperatures for warmer climates. Or like me, have 2 sets for any season. And while we're at it, get some pillows. These are inflatable pillows with covers that you can actually remove, and when they're inflatable, they can easily get compressed and compact for storage. But if you have the space, get some regular ones to increase your level of comfort. You also have to get some sort of mat that goes underneath, below the sleeping bags. It has 2 purposes, 2 functions. First is to get some comfort from the uneven terrain, and then to provide some isolation from the cold ground. So you have 3 options really. First, you get some sort of just a regular yoga mat, which gets you some basic comfort and good heat isolation. Then you have the option of inflatable mattresses. They are very good in terms of comfort, but they do conduct the cold ground towards your body, and it's not great for cold nights. So in my opinion, the best are the self-inflatable mattresses. They are self-inflatable because they have some sort of foam which is inside them, and it helps them keep the shape and form that they have. Of course, they also have these valves that you can blow inside more air until you get the desired thickness, firmness and comfort level that you're after. I almost forgot. These are pegs. They are used to keep your tent down. But the tent comes with this absolute garbage of pegs, so you can see mine are already quite bent. So do yourself a favor and get some thicker ones. There are lots of options on the market, but just get them some thick pegs. You see, compared to these ones, there's significant improvement, and these stay as they are. It's a very cheap upgrade. And one more simple and cheap upgrade is to get yourself some kind of topper to put underneath your tent. It will protect not only the tent, but the mattress inside if you're going for an inflatable or self-inflatable mattress, because the tent can easily get pierced with some sticks and they'll ruin your mattress. We finally get to the table. So obviously a folding table and chairs. What you need to know about the chairs is that many of them are not rated. The better quality chairs are rated for a specific weight, but usually that weight is 100 kilos. So if you're more than 100 kilos, keep an eye on the weight rating of the chairs. I suggest you get a nice box like this one to keep everything organized. And what I have inside, and what I would recommend that you get as well, are of course the plates. We are not using plastic, we are trying to preserve nature, so no plastic, but plates. Of course the knives and forks. I have found these clever sets that keep everything together in one place. And of course this set is for 2 people. Everything that we're talking about today is about 2 people. I have my pots and pans. Most people would go for stainless steel or aluminum, which just provides the extra benefit of less weight. But in some cases, if you're like me, you might prefer cast iron. Of course, a bowl would be very useful, I think, and cups. This could be expanded if you want some glass for wine. Glass, it always tastes better from a glass. And I have this, which I use to boil some water for coffee, tea, or even some eggs. And this is the basic setup that I think, in my opinion, covers most cases. Of course, you can expand this box for your preferences and needs. And now for cooking. First, I have this barbecue here. It is foldable and very compact, but of course you can get just a grill that goes over the fire. And for the rest of the menu, I have this gas bottle here, a propane tank, and a few accessories for it. This transforms it into a stove. Really simple to use your pots and pans. And the other one is, not sure what it's called. Is it a gas torch or a flamethrower? You connect it here, and I use it to disinfect the barbecue and easily get the fire going. A pretty simple setup. And as you can probably already notice, it is getting dark, so that brings me to the final items that I want to share with you. Light. My solution to light, untraditional, because I'm not trying to sell you anything, you just connect it straight to the car battery. And on the other end, you get a regular bulb, but one that works on 9 to 24 volts. It is perfect for a 12-volt system. This provides plenty of light, and you just hang the cable on some tree or branch and you have perfectly good light. And of course, to complement that light, when you go around camp, you need to wash your teeth or check on the barbecue, I would suggest getting a head torch. Most of these would have red lights to keep the bugs out, and of course the white light that you need. That's all from me for today. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, with of course that bell thingy if you want to not miss the next video of the series. and consider supporting my work on Patreon if you want to enjoy more of this type of content. You'll be one of the first Patreons that I have. Now, I'm going to get myself a cold beer and cheers to you.